Modules and packages, this is one of the very important concept in Python. And what I'm explaining is due to this packages concept nowadays outside world, so instead of other programming languages, they are trying to use Python due to these packages. So everything in Python is like a package. Just what you can do is whatever the packages you require, just you need to import it, and then you can able to use all the functionalities within the package. So in today's session, I will show you what is a module, what is package, and how to create custom packages with simple use case by taking some banking application. And so in order to develop anything in Python, so everything in Python having lot of packages, like for example, if I wanted to develop some web application, so we are having lot of packages like Flask, Django, and Streamlit. Like this, we are having a lot of packages in Python if I wanted to develop some web application. If I wanted to develop something, some machine learning development, I'm having some packages like scikit-learn, NumPy, Pandas, and so on. And if I wanted to develop some deep learning application, so we are having other packages like TensorFlow, Keras, and so on. And if I wanted to develop some NLP application, NLTK package. Like this, everything, whatever you wanted to develop, it is having lot of predefined packages. Even I can develop some testing application, testing framework I can develop, I can develop some gaming application, I can develop any kind of application. Just what you need to understand is what kind of package is available in order to develop that kind of application. If you know that package, and it is very simple to create use those packages and functionality in your system. And so that is why, so one more thing is, what is the advantage if I use these packages is, instead of writing hundreds of lines of code, already whatever the functionality is required, that is defined in these packages. Just I need to import it, I need to use that functionality where we can reduce number of lines of code in Python by using these packages. That is one advantage we will get with packages. And before going with use case, just I will give the simple brief introduction about module and packages. Modules and packages. And in this session, we are going to discuss some banking application, how to develop packages for banking application. So that is the agenda for today's session. And so as I told initially, when in our first class, as I told, Python also supports scripting programming. And what is a script means, every Python program is called as a script. Every Python program is called as a script. Every Python program is called as a script. And what is the advantage of a script is, if you create one Python program .py files, if you write some code within this program, like declaring variables, functions, whatever concepts we discussed, all those things we can place within a Python program. And if you create one Python program, it is very simple. You can easily import this Python program in another Python file. So what I need to do is, let us say Python program 2.py is another Python file, where I can simply import this existing Python file, like import program 1. So very simple. If I import, then everything in the program one is come, and you can use that functions, variables, whatever there in the program one. You can easily use. No need to rewrite the same functions or variables. Just you can import it and you can reuse in this program two file. Not only program two, if you have n number of files, if you create Python file, you can easily import Python file in another Python file. That concept we can call it as a modular programming. Modular program. So instead of creating very lengthy programs or which will take a lot of time, so if it is having complex tasks, what we can do is we can divide it into smaller modules, means smaller Python files. If I have some very complex task like developing a banking application, so which is having loans application, personal information maintenance, and so on, banking information maintenance, means employees information maintenance, means you are having a lot of information, lot of code you need to develop, where that is a complex task. Instead of doing a complex task at one place, what we can do is in the file one, I can develop vehicle loan information. In the file two, I can develop personal loan information. In the file three, I can develop something. File four, I can develop something. Means we can divide it into smaller modules, and programmer can independently work on those files, and we can able to achieve this modular programming in Python. So let us see some simple program first. How I can access one file in another file. So till yesterday we are using Jupyter Notebook, right? If you use Jupyter Notebook, actually how it will save is, if you see the extension of Jupyter Notebook, if you see the extension of Jupyter Notebook, it will be in .ipynb format. So it is not .py format. So for easy of use, we are going to use Jupyter Notebook because we are going to execute everything at one place. We are going to write the program in the cell, and immediately I can able to execute that cell. So that due to that advantage, we are using Jupyter Notebook. But if you see the extension, it is in a different format, that is .py, .ipynb format. Initially, if you remember our sessions, what I told is, if you wanted to deploy files in server, we require .py files. So what I told, so finally we are going to give these .py files to the customer, not .ipynb or not any other format. We require .py files to deploy in the server. So then one question you will get is how I can convert .ipynb format to .py format. Very simple. Actually, in the previous days, you need to write some command to convert, but nowadays in the new Jupyter Notebook, if you open your file option, and here you can download it as, you can see, download it as .py format. So very simple. In the olden days, you need to write some command like ipython, Jupyter Notebook, convert hyphen hyphen, means you need to write a complex syntax in order to convert this Python file. But nowadays in the Jupyter Notebook itself, they invented, you can download whatever the format. Now I require .py format, right? Just to download it. It will save the file in .py format. If you go to Jupyter Notebook, I think still it is downloading. So it is still downloading. Once it is downloaded, you can see the file name is a .py extension. It will take, because lot of lines of code already we written in this file, right? Just it is taking some time to download. But once if it is downloaded, you can able to see .py format. Very simple. Just you need to go to your Jupyter Notebook. Here you can download it as .py format. It will download .python file, the .py file in your system. So now, so what I'm telling is every Python file is a script. Script is nothing but I can consider it as one module. One module. So every Python file is a script and nothing but one module. In Python script, what we can declare is variables, functions, and required logic and classes and objects. Still, we didn't discuss the classes and objects. Maybe in the next two sessions, I will take classes and objects. Every Python file may contain any of these or all of these like variables, functions, and classes. This we can call it as a script and which is equivalent to one module. So let us create. So what I can do is instead of Jupyter notebook, what I can do is directly I can write .py files by using ideally or even you can use a PyCharm to write .py files or if you wanted to use Jupyter notebook only, write your code, download it as .py file. So these things you can do. If you wanted to use only Jupyter notebook, what you can do is create a new notebook. So create one new notebook and write your code and you can download it as .py, that is also fine. Or if you wanted to directly, if you wanted to write .py file, just open ideally from your start button. Once if you install Python, you will get ideally, or even you can use PyCharm or Visual Studio Code or any other editor where directly you are able to write Python program. So this ideally will directly supports .py file. So see here how to open this file .py file here is in the top you are finding file option, right? So file, just open new file. So this is another editor where you can able to write your Python program. So this is another editor where you can write your Python programs. So what I'm explaining is module demo. So what I can do is name equal to something I'm declaring Girish and college equal to NIT Silchar and so something I'm writing one function def get info function. So what I am trying to display here is print name of the student is name, or let us say I'm printing something. I'm passing some age of the student, marks of the student, and so on. So I'm preparing one Python file. I'm writing some variables, functions, whatever you want, you can write in this Python file. Age of the student, age, and print marks of the student. So what I am printing is marks. So this is one function. You can write n number of functions. Let us say def full name function I'm writing. So first name, last name I'm taking. I wanted to print full name of the student. So print full name is, so first name plus last name. Or what I can do is I can create one more variable full name equal to first name plus last name. So just first name, some space, last name, I'm taking it as full name and I'm printing full name. So see here in this, first I will save this file name. So in the top, you can get save as. So what I can do, I have created one folder NIT Python Silchar batch, right? Here I can save it as module demo, or just or I can save it as program1.py. So already something is there in my system, program1, or what I can do is in this folder, I can remove this program1, or you can save it with any name, whatever you want. So module demo, I can save it as module demo only .py. I'm saving it as module demo .py. So what I have created, one Python file, module demo.py file I have created. So this is one first Python file. So what is my requirement is whatever the functions I have created in this Python file, I'm interested to access in another Python file. How to access this Python file in another Python file? So let us create another Python file from ideally. So why I'm using ideally, I'm clearly telling, right? I need .py file directly. I can able to write .py file in ideally. That's why I'm using. Otherwise, if you wanted to use Jupyter Notebook, also use Jupyter Notebook. Create a new notebook and write all your code and download it as .py. That is also okay if you wanted to use only Jupyter Notebook. So don't confuse why I'm using ideally for this program is just I need .py files. That's why I'm using ideally. Otherwise, you can use Jupyter Notebook also to write your code and download it as .py file. So once if you prepare one of your Python script that is module demo.py. So what is my requirement is, let us say program2.py is another Python file which I'm going to create it now. So I'm opening new file here, new file. So what I can do is, so this is demonstration of module. How to access one Python file in another Python file is by using import statement. So write import. What file you need to import is, so the file name which you wanted to import is module demo.py. So this is the file name I'm interested to import. So there is no need to give .py. If you are using import keyword, by default it will expect .py file only. So no need to give module demo.py. So directly it will understand if you are using import space file name means it will understand that is .py file. So once if you import .py, so once if you import your .py, yeah, so once if you create your Python file, very simple. How I can import one Python file in another Python file is import space that file name. Once if you import that file, everything in that module demo is available here. Everything in module demo file is available now. Means whatever the variables I declared, whatever the functions I declared, so everything is available now. So how to invoke this function? In the module demo, I have written two functions and two variables, right? How to access these functions? See here. So I have imported that file, right? Module demo dot dot. Here, what is the function name? Function name is getInfo. This is my function module demo dot getInfo. And for get info, what are the parameters I require? Means here based on your function, if your function contains any parameters, first you need to pass those parameters. If your function don't have any parameters, no need to pass, but your function is expecting two parameters, right? Age and marks. You need to pass those parameter values here. So age is something 23 and marks is something, let us say 87% or something I'm passing to that function. And similarly, if I want to access next function, module demo dot. So what is another function we declared? We declared another function called as full name. So full name is, so we can write full name. This function is expecting two parameters. So this function is expecting first name and last name. So let us say I'm passing first name is Girish and Tiwari something. So I don't know your last name, just I'm passing this one. So this function is expecting two parameters. So that's why I need to pass two parameters, that is first name and last name. Very simple. No need to write this entire code. So what I'm doing is by importing that file name, I'm able to access all those functions. Even if you want variables, so print. So for example, I declare two variables in that, right? College name and college name. College and name, I declare two variables. If I wanted to access this college variable, so how to access is that module, that is file name dot whatever the variable name. So let us say I wanted to access this college name. So I can access college name like this. So for example, I wanted to print a clear college name is module demo dot college. So next question is, okay, so I have imported everything. How to run this file? Next question. First, I need to save this file. Save as. So let us say I wanted to save this file as program2.py. So this is my program, the program2.py. Once if you finish this writing and accessing your required code, where I need to go and run is go to your folder where you are having this file. Just open your command prompt. So in that folder, open your command prompt and how to run that file is Python space program2.py. So in order to run Python program from the command prompt, how you are able to run that Python program is Python space program2.py. So if I run this program2.py, what is the output I'm expecting? I'm calling get info method where I'm passing student age and marks. It has to print that. And I'm passing the first name and last name. It has to print full name. And I'm also expecting that college name is NIT Silchar. So I'm expecting that entire output. I didn't return that logic, but I returned that logic in another file. So you can see the output. Age of the student is I passed 23. So that value is passed to that function. And marks of the student is 87. Full name is Girish Tiwari and college name is NIT Silchar. So once if you prepare your Python file, your work is done. You are able to use that Python file wherever it is required. And in case, for example, in this full name, instead of printing here, I wanted to return the value. So how to return and how to access that value in another file is return full name. Let us say I am returning full name from this full name function. So return full name from this full name function. Then how to access here is after calling this full name function, it will return that full name. You can able to access within the variable. So since that function is returning only one value, right? So just assign one variable. If it is returning multiple values, you can assign multiple variables. Already we discussed in the yesterday's session how to return multiple values. If it is returning single value, so just I assign it to the single variable. I can print or I can perform some logic here. So print full name of the student. Previously, I written this printing in that function itself. Now what I am doing is I am getting that value from the function and I'm able to use that value here. Full name of the student, full name. So again, run your program. First to save your changes. So what change I did is instead of printing this full name in that function, just I'm getting that value from that function and then I'm printing in this file. Save this and run it again. So full name of the student is Girish Tiwari. And this is one way of importing your Python file. So this is one way of your importing Python file. And there are other ways. For example, in your Python file, so let us say module demo, you are having n number of functions. Like calculator is another function and user authentication is another function. You are having n number of functions. And let us say you are having one more function. Authentication is another function. This is another function. You can implement your logic. Whatever the logic you want, you can implement. Just I'm declaring an empty function, right? How to declare an empty function? Already we discussed this pass keyword importance. If I wanted to declare an empty function, I can declare by using pass keyword. So you are having n number of functions. What is my requirement is in another Python file, I want only this getInfo function and calculator function. I don't require remaining functions. So for example, in your Python file, you are having hundreds of functions, but your another Python file require one or two functions. I don't want entire all the functions. In that case, Python will support importing the required functions or variables like this. So this is one way of importing. So if I don't want this entire import, so what I can do is just I'm commenting these lines of code. Maybe when you are practicing, you can uncomment and practice all these examples. So if I don't want entire Python file, I want only specific functions. So I want only specific functions. See here how I can import. So this is for importing entire file. And next example, we can say importing a specific function. Importing specific functions or variables. So there are some variables declared, right? I want only college name in my Python file, or I want only student name, or I want only few variables or few functions in my another Python file. So import module demo, not import. So if you wanted to import any specific functions, there is one keyword called as from keyword from module demo. So what I want, let us say I want only import this particular function. So let's say I want only get info function. I don't want remaining functions. Import module demo and from module demo import get info. So now see, so directly now no need to call it as module demo dot get info. Now I can able to call that get info function directly by using that function name. So for get info, what is the parameters we need to pass? Age and marks. So just to pass age and marks, that is age is something 24, marks is something 82. So something like this, execute it. So previously what I am doing is if I import complete Python file with file name, I need to call that function. And now I'm importing a specific function through that file, right? From module demo import get info. So directly by using this function name, you are able to call that function. So get info. 24 and 82 means it will display age is 24 and marks is 82. So just run it and see. So now it has to display only age and marks of the student. So you can see age of the student is 24, marks of the student is 82. Here what I did is I imported only get info function. If I try to access another functions, because I didn't imported full name. If I try to access this full name here, so what I am trying to access is full name function. So what you will get is if you don't import that full name and if you try to access that full name function, it will gives you error. It will gives you error. You can see full name is not defined because I'm not importing full name from the another Python file. Just I imported get info. If you want to import full name also, what you need to do is you need to import full name. If you want all the functions, just import that file name, which will import complete functions variables within the file. If you wanted to import a specific function or functions, you can import like this. Now I imported full name also, right? Then if I run, it won't gives you any error. Wait, I think I didn't save it or what? Yeah, so save it. And why full name? Whether I commented that? No. So def full name. Okay. So what we did is we are returning the value, right? First, I need to save it in a variable. So then I can get that value, right? So I forgot we are returning value. So then if I print a full name, it will print. So now if I run it again, it will print. Because I'm returning that value in another variable, first I need to save it in another variable, then I can able to access that value here. So see here, what is the advantage? You may get one question here is, what is the difference between this syntax and this syntax? So you may get one question, why I need to import a specific function? If I import entire file, I'm getting all the functions, right? So what is the problem here is, in case if your Python file one or two functions, there is no issues. But if your Python file contains hundreds of functions, because once if you start in the industry applications, you will get a lot of functionalities. You need to develop a lot of functions. If you import all the functions, memory will be unnecessarily wasted. For example, if you are importing this import module demo means everything, whatever the code you have written, it will come and exist in this file also. So whatever the code, if you import module demo entire file, what it will happen is it will import everything in this file. Means whatever the functions, variables, everything it will import. Unnecessarily, it will use the memory of your system. That means unnecessarily, if you don't require another 100 functions or 200 functions which are declared in your Python file, so unnecessarily you are using your system memory. So memory is the major issue. That's why based on your requirement, if you want specific functions, you need to import like this. If you need entire Python file, there is no issues. You can import like this. But major thing, what you can achieve from this syntax is you can reduce the memory usage, means you can reduce unnecessary use of memory by importing a specific functions like this. And there are some other syntaxes of importing the Python file. So for example, I don't want this long length. So I don't want this long length like get info or full name. I don't want, I wanted to rename into some other name. First, we'll see renaming module name. So next example is renaming module name. So if you understand this, next package is very simple. Package is collection of modules. If you understand module demonstration, then we can create the packages. Package is nothing but collection of modules. So see here, previously what I did is import module demo, right? So instead of this long name, so I want very short name, right? Like just I wanted to rename it as MD, module demo. So previously how I am calling this function is module demo dot get info, right? So if I import full name, I need to call with full name. If you rename with another name, now I need to call with this short name. So if you rename your module name as by using as keyword, you need to call this name, not the module demo name. So whatever you are going to rename your module, you need to use that rename name. So let us save this file and execute it. So these are different ways how how you are going to import your module or functions. So see here, save it. So what I'm telling is here you need to note down, if you rename your module name, you need to use this name instead of original name while calling your module functions. So very simple, it is running. And even you can rename your functions. So this is renaming module. Next, you can rename your functions. If you want, you can rename your functions like this is just I will import one function. So get info as, so just so something I return get info as GF. So now how I can call that function is with the renamed name. So here name is very short, but in case if your name is very long, a name you provided for your function, and instead of using that long name, if you wanted to use shorter names, you can rename by using as keyword. See here. So these are the some syntaxes. You can rename your module. You can rename your functions. You can import entire module, or you can import a partial module, like you can import a specific function, or you can import a specific variable. Even you can import a specific variable. Here you are importing functions, right? Even you can import, for example, I need in this file, there are multiple variables are there. I want only a college variable instead of student name. So I can import something like this. So if you wanted to import specific variables or if you wanted to import specific functions, you can try all these when you are practicing example programs. So this is about modules. This is about how to execute your modules. So next important thing is by using modules, we are going to create packages. So what is packages is, it is a collection of modules. It is collection of modules, collection of modules. So for example, we will take one banking application. We are going to implement that. So in banking application, usually let us take very simple loans application. In loans application, we are having different types of loans like vehicle loan, personal loan, vehicle loan, vehicle loan, and home loan, and gold loan, and so on. And even you can right? In managing employees' information and managing customers' information. Means you can create lot of modules here. So modules. These are packages. What is the difference between package and module? I will tell. So in let us say personal loan is one package. Again, I will create multiple modules. So what is package? How to create a package? We'll see with this example. So personal loan, again, I'm having different modules like maintaining customer information is one module. Customer information is one module. And personal loan calculation is another module. So module means don't confuse, it is nothing but a package. So personal loan calculation. Personal loan calculation is another module. So let us say this is module 2. And vehicle loan also similar thing. We are having maintaining customer information for vehicle loan and let us say so we are maintaining customer information for vehicle loan and vehicle loan calculation is one module. Vehicle loan calculation is another module. So module 3 and module 4 and home loan again having two modules, customer information maintenance and home loan calculation. Personal loan calculation, a home loan calculation, and similarly gold loan. So this is module 5, module 6, and customer information, module 7, module 8. So for example, when you are developing loans application in banking, any bank like HDFC or ICICI or any bank, so what it will happen is if a single person has to develop, just I'm taking some simple code, but in actual live applications, you will get a lot of modules like calculations, customer information maintenance, employee information, authentication, authorization means a lot of modules you will get. And if a single developer has to work on these modules means it will take a lot of time. That may be 6 months or 1 year and so on. But our customer or client, they will not wait in order to compete with other outside world. For example, if ICICI Bank is developing some application, if they take 1 year or 2 years to develop this application, then in that case, HDFC Bank, if it is more effective, if they are able to finish within a 1 month or 2 months, that application means they will get more users than other bank. So that's why each company or each customer, they will compete with other customers. They have to finish the work as early as possible. That's why our Python, what it will support is modular programming. So everything you can divide it into modules and you can work on each individual module and finally you can make it as packages and you can able to use those packages wherever it is required. So before starting this example, just I will give clear understanding of what kind of packages exist in Python. One is predefined packages. Predefined packages, just Google it, you will get lot of packages like as I told in the starting, right? All these are the predefined packages. So to develop web application, to develop machine learning, to develop deep learning, so we'll get a lot of information about these packages. So these are the predefined packages. So in order to use these packages, how I can use these packages is all these are no license is required. All are free of use means just you need to install it and you can use these packages. How to install is, for example, if I wanted to install Flask, pip install Flask, pip install Django, pip install Streamlit, pip install NumPy, Pandas, and so on. Very simple. You can use this installation and then you are able to use this all these packages. So all these are the predefined packages. Already every functions, whatever it has to perform, all those are defined within the system, means within Python framework. Directly you are able to use these packages. In addition to these, if I wanted to create my own packages like this, then I can create custom packages. I can create custom packages. Custom packages. So I can create my own custom packages by using this Python facility. Means here, if you see, first of all, what is a package is? Package I told it is a collection of modules. It is collection of modules. A module is nothing but a Python script. A Python script, what we are going to write? We are going to write related functions, variables. Still, we didn't discuss classes, but you can write classes also. So package is nothing but collection of modules. A module is nothing but a Python script. A Python script is nothing but a collection of functions, variables, and classes. In Python, how to declare a package? So first thing is, I am telling here there are four packages. For example, whatever the example we are discussing, right? I am interested to create four packages like package one is personal loan, package two is vehicle loan, and package three is home loan. Package three is home loan, and gold loan is package four. So these four packages I'm interested to create. And again, in these four packages, I'm having different Python scripts, customer information, personal loan calculation, vehicle loan calculation, different modules I'm interested to create. In Python, so what is package is? A folder is called as a package. Folder is called as a, that means how I can create a package is a folder, a simple folder, we can call it as a package. As package. Then how Python recognize that folder? So for example, I will create one application in this NIT Silchar Python batch. So what I can do is I will create this as a banking application. Banking application. So just I'm creating this as a banking application. So I'm making it as a banking application. I'm creating a folder with banking application. And then, so what I'm telling is in Python, every folder will be created, will be called as a package. So see here, so I'm creating personal loan as one folder. And I will create multiple folders like vehicle loan is another folder. And I will create home loan as another folder. And I will create gold loan is another folder. So what I'm telling is just I created four folders. What I'm telling is these four folders are four packages in Python. But how the Python will recognize this as a package? So what I'm telling is here I have created four folders. So four folders I have created. For each package, I'm creating four folders. Personal loan is one folder and vehicle loan and so on. I have created four folders. I am telling those four folders are called as four packages in Python. Up to 3.5 version, Python 3.5 version. So up to Python 3.5 version, there is mandatory restriction in order to recognize that a folder has a Python package. So in order to recognize that Python folder, means whatever the folder you have created that as a package, there is mandatory restriction. So what is that mandatory restriction is you need to create one empty folder, empty file called as underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py file. So you need to create an Python file, empty Python file. You are not going to write anything in this file. Just create an empty Python file called as the name. You need to follow the same syntax underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. Then that Python file, by seeing this Python file, Python framework will recognize that folder as a package, and inside package you can create n number of Python files, but one mandatory empty file you need to create is underscore underscore init dot py file. Now after Python 3.5, that is that mandatory restriction also removed, but still Python frameworks like Flask and Django, they are still following that restriction. Means if by default if you create any web application, by default it will create with these empty Python files. So that's why while practicing also just create an empty file like this, then that folder will be considered as a package. So just see here what it means. What I am saying is, first I will close all these open files. So what I'm telling is open a new file, and what I'm telling is I'm not going to write anything. I will save this empty file with name. So open banking application, and this just open gold loan. Save this file is underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. So just you need to save with this name underscore underscore dot py. I'm not going to write anything. Just I created an empty Python file called as underscore underscore init dot py. So in the gold loan, I have created one empty file underscore underscore init dot py. And similar file, either you can copy paste this empty file in other folders, or if you wanted to create from ideally, that is also fine. Just copy paste this file in the other folders. So then all these folders became now packages. So all these folders became now packages. Once it is a package, you can able to add n number of Python files. So what is our main intention in creating packages is, if it is very complex task. So why we are creating these packages is, if very complex task which is taking more time, what we can do is we can divide that complex task into modules, and we can combine related modules into packages. So for example, I wanted to combine these two modules into one package, these two modules into another package, and so on. So the thing here is, whenever if you have a very complex task you need to perform, you can divide that into modules. And after creating modules based on your requirement, you can combine into the similar modules into packages. So for example, I wanted to combine all the personal loan information into one module, personal loan details into one module, vehicle loan details into another module, gold loan details into another module. So like that you can packages means if you wanted to convert similar modules into one package, you can save means you can combine all those modules into a single package. So this is the main important why we are creating packages is, in order to do complex tasks, we are going to divide that into smaller tasks, and based on our requirement we can combine those smaller tasks into packages. See here, I'm having 4 folders. Now I have added that empty file. Now these 4 folders are called as packages, and I will create required modules into those folders. For example, in the personal loan, I told two modules, right? Customer information, personal loan calculation. So module is nothing but again Python file. So let us say open new file. So this one is save as in folder called as so gold loan or whatever the file gold loan customer information, gold loan customer information, customer info dot py file. So in this file, I can write the code which is required to gold loan customer. So let us declare some bank name equal to or branch equal to let us say Hyderabad branch and write one function a def something customer info, customer details or customer info, and let us take name, age, and something uh, account number, whatever the details you wanted to write. Just create a simple function. So print name is this. So just returning, I'm writing one function, but whenever you are writing, practicing these packages, practice with multiple functions. You can write some logic here. So age is this and print. So once after discussing, and if you get any doubts while practicing, just message me, I can clear. Because this is one of the very important topic in Python. So save this. This is one module. One module is nothing but some Python file where I have written one function and variable. But based on your requirement, you can write n number of functions and number of variables you can declare. Even we can declare classes and objects here. But classes till now I didn't discuss. That's why I'm not writing the classes. But you can add classes as your requirement in this Python file. This is one module in this gold loan package. So first file is mandatory file to indicate it as a package. Second one, I have created one module called as gold loan customer. And similarly, I can add one more file that is gold loan calculation. So no, this gold loan calculation. Save it as so gold loan calculation. Once if you prepare all modules, I will tell you how to access all these modules. Gold loan calculation dot py. Here you can calculate. I'm writing a simple Python function which will calculate gold loan total amount to be paid. Gold loan calculation. Just I can write total amount to be paid. So just I'm taking amount as input. So let us say total amount equal to for gold loan. Let us say bank is charging some 5% or 9% amount into let us say some 5% they are charging. And what is the total amount to be paid? Total is total. So this is gold loan calculation module. So like this, you can create remaining modules. So we are discussing four packages, four modules, right? So I will create one more module. So just now we finished gold loan with customer information and gold loan calculation. Gold loan calculation, another module. You can create home loan home loan customers and home loan calculation. So let us create another file. So home loan, let us say home loan customers. Home loan customers is another Python file where I'm maintaining all the customers information related to home loan. So let us say this is here again I'm writing some function customer home loan customer details. Home loan customer details is another function I'm writing. So just I'm writing print welcome to home loan customers. Home loan customers. So you can write whatever the logic you want. So print welcome to Silchar branch and so print something I'm writing home loan interest is. So whatever the logic you wanted to write, you can write that logic. Just I'm displaying some print statements. So 9%. Or if you wanted to display the home loan customer details, just you can pass that values here and you can display all those values. This is home loan customer details. And similarly, I will create home loan calculation. Home loan calculation. So in that corresponding folder, I'm storing required modules, home loan calculation, calculation. So let us write simple program, home loan calc, and let us say amount I'm passing. So amount equal to total equal to amount plus amount into let us say 9% they are charging. And what I will do is I can return the value from here instead of printing. I will return the value from this home loan calc. So similar to this, you can write the remaining files. So here I'm telling four packages, right? Personal loan, customer information, personal loan calculation, vehicle loan information, and vehicle loan calculation. You can create all these modules. And now, once if you're done with all the packages, so I have implemented only gold loan and home loan. Maybe once if you are practicing, you can implement this personal loan and vehicle loan. So you can implement remaining these two packages. Now I will show you how to access these packages. So up to now it is clear we are able to create the packages, required packages. Packages are nothing but a folder which contains required Python modules. Up to Python 3.5 there is mandatory empty file we need to save. That is here we are not going to write anything, just we are creating an empty file which will indicate this as a package. So now we have created required packages and how to access this into all these packages into final file means if I wanted to perform some operations means all these packages I need to provide to the user means if they wanted to see the customer details or calculations, what is the total amount to be paid for home loan or gold loan. So how to access all those functions is finally you need to create a final main file. So let us say I'm creating an application for HFC Bank. Let us assume. So create new file and save this main file as save as. So outside of all those packages, you need to save this main file. So these are the packages, right? Means we are not going to save this file inside of any of these packages. Outside of these packages, I'm going to save it as, let us say, HDFC bank.py. So this is the main file I'm creating. HDFC bank.py file I'm creating. So outside of all those packages, you can see this file where I have saved. You need to remember this. So this HDFC main file, whatever I have created, right? I'm not saving any of these packages. Outside this, I'm creating outside of these packages. So this is the main file. Now, next thing is how to import this, a gold loan or home loan or personal loan or vehicle loan. So let us open our main file, HDFC Bank, importing packages, importing packages. How to import packages? So we have created 4 packages. Now I will show you how to import these packages. See here, same thing, whatever at class starting we discussed, right? By using import keyword, you are able to import. Here, what I need to import is in which folder. For example, I wanted to import this gold loan customer information. So gold loan customer information. So this is gold loan package. In gold loan, I wanted to import this uh, gold loan customer information. Gold loan customer information. So how to access that customer information is import gold loan is the package. In that, the module name is gold loan customer. And instead of this very lengthy name, if you wanted to give it as very small name, GC gold loan customer. Just you can give very short name like this, gold loan customer. And similarly, if you wanted to import user details in the gold loan, if you wanted to import user details, so what is the user details file name? So that is gold loan a calculation function. So if you wanted to import calculation file, if you wanted to import calculation file, so you can import like this. So instead of that full name, you can rename it as gold loan calc. So very simple. Once if you import like this, whatever the functions, whatever you declared inside those modules, you are able to access all those functions variables now. So the syntax is package name dot that Python file, and you can rename if you want. Otherwise, you need to use this full name if you don't rename. Like this, you can import all those 4 packages, all those 4 packages, whatever the 4 packages, right? Gold loan. Next, you are having home loan, and so you can import home loan and corresponding Python file in that home loan, corresponding Python file. So that is home loan calculation and home loan customers. Home loan calculation and home loan customer. And remaining packages also, once if you implement all those remaining two packages, you can import like this. You can declare a number of packages, and inside packages you can declare a number of modules. So like this, you can import vehicle loan and personal loan, whatever the packages you are going to declare, you can import all those packages. Now just I implemented these two packages, right? I have imported all those packages. And for example, I wanted to access gold loan customer Python file. In gold loan customer, and so you can see you declared one variable and one function, right? So one function what I declared is customer details. For this customer details, what I require is name, age, and account number. So gold loan customer details. So what is the name? Let us say Ishwar is the name, age is something, and account number is 1234 something I am giving. So whatever the details you wanted to pass, you need to pass. So gold loan, this folder name is a package, and these are the modules. Modules are nothing but Python files. So here this is a package, and these are the modules. And so from that module, so once if you import that module, you are able to access all the functions within that modules. I declared only one function, right? If you declare n number of functions, you are able to import like that. You can able to access all those functions by using this module name dot that function you are able to access. And similarly, gold loan calculation dot, and in gold loan calculation, so what is the function we return? Total amount. So for that input parameter is amount. So let us say I'm passing 10,000. So which will calculate total amount, and it is displaying total amount. And similarly, home loan customer dot. So what is there in home loan customer? The function means home loan customer. Here I am not passing any parameter. If you are passing any parameter, you need to pass all those parameters. So home loan customer. So there I'm not passing any parameter. Here also I'm not passing. If you are passing any parameters, you need to pass all those parameters. And home loan calculation dot. So what is the function in home loan calculation? And home loan calculation. Just wait few minutes. If you have any doubts, I will explain. Home loan calculation. So first I will finish this execution and I will show you how to access. I will clear all your doubts. If you see home loan calculation, it is taking amount as input and it is returning the total. So home loan calculation. So let us say 20,000 I'm passing, and there it is returning the value, right? I need to save it in one variable, and I can use that variable. So print total of home loan is total. That's it. So what I did is I have imported the package. Within that package, whatever the modules are there, I'm importing. And if you wanted to import only one module, you can import. If you wanted to import multiple modules, so you can import and you can access like this, all those functions and modules. And if you have n number of packages, you can import n number of modules from those packages. You can put like this, and you can able to use all those functions and modules. Once if you finish all those modules and packages, save this file hdfcbank.py and go to the folder where this file is there. So in this folder, this HDFC bank.py file is there, right? So cmd, and so open command prompt. How to run this HDFC bank.py list file is Python space HDFC bank.py. So name is Ishwar, age is 28, account number is this, total is this. Welcome to home loan customers, and total home loan you have to pay is this. And in case if the user wants to send the values through the keyboard, what I can do is I can use input statement here. So name of customer, gold loan customer name equal to input, enter gold loan customer, enter gold loan customer name. So I can pass the input through the input function. Is equal to int of input, enter age of the customer, and so account number equal to int of input, enter account number, enter account number. And instead of static values, what I can do is whatever the user will send that value I can pass here, and age and account number I'm passing here, and save this file again and run it again. So invalid GL customer. So what we did is here we didn't close this. Okay. So that parenthesis, right? That's why it is giving error. So you can see enter gold loan customer. So let us say I'm entering Girish and enter age, enter account number 456. You can see name is Girish, age is 23, account number is this, and total amount you have to pay is welcome to home loan, and so, and so on. Means if you wanted to read it from the system, you can read it. If you wanted to read it from if there is any static values, if you wanted to pass based on your requirement how you are passing, you can declare this file. So the main thing what you need to remember is first create the folders for whatever the packages you want, and in each package create an empty file underscore .py, and each file whatever the modules you want, how many modules, just I created 2 modules, but you can create a number of modules based on your requirement, and each module is nothing but Python file. You can create required logic with Python functions, variables, classes, whatever you want, you can create this Python file, and you can able to access the Python file like this. Means just you need to import it, and you can import the required modules, and if you want, you can rename it. If you don't rename, what I need to use is this entire name. So here just I'm using GL customer, right? Instead of that, I need to use this entire name. If I wanted to use that, if I don't rename. So if I rename, I can use that short name. Yeah, just I can take up your questions now. So this is very simple example. I will upload this example also in that Google Drive. Just to download it for reference, and you can implement remaining packages, and you can see the output of remaining packages, and you can create a number of functions, modules, and try to access in another Python files. And this is custom way of creation of packages. Already we are having plenty of packages in Python for each kind of application. In addition to that, if I wanted to create my own package, I can create like this in Python.